Hello everyone, for this video I was allowed to test the WalkingPad A1 Pro. It is currently the highest quality folding desk treadmill from the WalkingPad series, which can be used up to a body weight of 136 kilograms. If you don't know the channel yet, I test and compare the best products for the home and garden. I always try to get something special for my viewers from the companies. More on that later. The desk treadmill is delivered fully assembled, and when unfolded it has a length of 143.2 centimeters, a width of 54.7 centimeters and a height of 12.9 centimeters. The running surface on the belt measures 120 x 41.5 centimeters and is perfectly adequate for its purpose. The speed can be set between 0.5 and 6 kilometers per hour. The complete WalkingPad A1 weighs a total of 27 kilograms. These are the accessories supplied. You get lubricating oil, a remote control, a power cable, and an Allen key with which you can tighten or loosen the treadmill at the back. The surface under the treadmill should be lubricated before using it for the first time. Lubrication minimizes the friction between the running mat and running deck, which reduces the load on the motor and belt. This results in smoother and more efficient running, protects the device, and extends its service life. It's easier with two people, but you can also do it alone. Lubricate the running deck with feeling across the entire width of the running mat. Fold down the surface and then connect the treadmill to the power supply at the front. You can only run the treadmill for a few seconds at a time with the remote control, as the WalkingPad does not sense any load. This is part of safety, and therefore I repeat the process 3 to 4 times, so that the oil can spread nicely over the entire surface. Personally, I always oil the treadmills after a long period of non-use and when I notice that there is more friction noise than usual. Here you can see that it is still limited to 3 kilometers per hour. To unlock the maximum speed, you either have to run 1 kilometer per hour at this speed level, or you can connect it to the KS Fit app, which I highly recommend. Let's come to an important point. How loud is the WalkingPad A1 Pro? I have measured the volume of the different speed levels for you. I generally recommend that you place a thick rubber mat under the treadmill to dampen the noise when you step on it. Especially if you live in an apartment building or, like us, on the top floor. It simply reduces the overall volume even further. In addition to the manual mode, there is also the automatic mode, which automatically accelerates if you step further forward and reduces the speed if you allow yourself to be pulled further back. I'll show you my experiments first so that you can assess it and then tell you more. Personally, I don't use this feature at all because I don't really understand it and therefore can't really control it. I prefer to have the remote control in my hand and set the speed myself. That gives me personally more security. It has an LED display on the front that shows you values such as time, speed, distance and steps. You can set which training data should be displayed in the app. You can immediately hear the integrated fan starting up after 1 to 2 minutes. This has a rather annoying sound. In my opinion, this is the biggest point for improvement, as it sounds like a small siren. Let's move on to my everyday test. When I get on the treadmill in the morning, I want to be able to switch from a seated to a walking setup as quickly and easily as possible. Thanks to the large transport wheels, the walking pad is very easy to pull or push around the room. Then all you have to do is unfold it and connect it to the power supply. That's all it is, and in my opinion it's really very convenient to set up. You don't necessarily need a mat for normal walking, as the A1 is solidly insulated. Overall, it is very suitable for everyday use. Folding it up is just as easy. Always switch off the walking pad and disconnect it from the power supply before folding it up, otherwise the electrical components and motor may be damaged. Then you can simply fix the front surface by leaning on it and fold the rear surface with the other arm. The folded state is crucial for your storage. Remember that the treadmill is just under 13 centimeters high and must be stored lying down. Unfortunately, my bed is a little too low to store it there. It is therefore best to check beforehand whether you have a suitable storage space. Let's come to my conclusion. Overall, the walking experience on the WalkingPad A1 Pro is very pleasant. The remote control and app work wonderfully, and the design is beautifully modern. The transport wheels are nice and large, which means you can also move it easily on thick rubber mats. Assembly and disassembly is quick and can be easily integrated into everyday life. The automatic mode is of no interest to me personally, and the biggest disruptive factor is the fan, which starts up after about a minute. I don't know whether this is related to the room temperature of 24 degrees or whether it always starts up like this. Unfortunately, it is so annoying that I can only use the walking pad while working with headphones. Then it's not a problem. This is a point that can still be improved. If this bothers you, take a look at the WalkingPad P1, which I've linked to the test video in the top right hand corner. The device is basically the same, but without the display and fan. Apart from that, the walking pad is of high quality and not uninteresting, especially for people between 100 and 136 kilos, as many comparable devices are not as robust. If you are interested in the A1 Pro, I can offer you a $100 discount if you sit in the US and an £80 discount if you live in the UK. This is activated automatically when you follow the link in the video description. If you have any questions about the model, please write them in the comments. Otherwise, thank you for watching, and thanks to Kingsmith for another opportunity to test the walking pad. Until the next video, all the best.